Do you know the difference between urinating while standing and urinating while sitting? Come, let me explain. Take the opportunity to send this video to all the men you know. Look, this is a bladder when you expel your urine while standing. See the difference in the residual urine that remains when we urinate sitting down? This happens because when we are sitting, we relax the entire pelvic area and manage to expel more urine, leaving less residual content. And this is very good for men who wake up at night to pee or have the urge to go to the bathroom at all times. Additionally, sitting down to pee will decrease the pressure on the urethra and prostate, preventing it from becoming inflamed and increasing urine flow. Well, I know that in the comments, some men will say that this habit takes away their masculinity, that it doesn't look as good. Don't worry. Remember that if you do this, you won't lose testosterone by resting your backside on the toilet seat. On the contrary, it has more benefits than you imagine. Look, what I was telling you, better bladder emptying when you sit down, the muscles of your pelvic floor, those that are between your front and back parts relax much more. Speaking to you a bit more scientifically, when these muscles relax, the internal urethral sphincter also relaxes better, allowing your urinary content to exit more freely and without obstacles. The result is that you will urinate with more pressure and empty almost the entire bladder. In contrast, when you are standing, many men leave a residual amount of urine that stays there in your bladder, and that little internal puddle is what can later give you infections or make you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning feeling like you didn't finish emptying everything. Another thing is that you will have less risk of dribbling and leaks. Standing up after urinating, many men think they are done, but they haven't finished. There are always those couple of treacherous drops that later wet your underwear or make it seem like you didn't aim well at the toilet. In contrast, when sitting down, since the abdomen is relaxed and the bladder empties completely, that final dripping is less. Additionally, the position helps straighten the urethra, which greatly improves the flow. So yes, peeing while sitting leaves you drier and cleaner, thus preventing infections. And that's why I would also like to tell you how to avoid urinary tract infections. But before telling you how to prevent them, if you are enjoying this topic, please help me by sharing it. Another thing, fewer urinary tract infections. I was telling you, when you empty the bladder well, you eliminate bacteria that may have entered through the urethra. If you have accumulated urine, those bacteria multiply happily in that warm, moist environment, like a bacterial jacuzzi. Stagnant urine has more urea, has ammonia, has nitrogenous waste that alters the pH, lowers local defenses, and favors bacterial proliferation. So yes, sitting down is a very practical way to keep your internal plumbing system clean and functional, so to speak. Right? Plumbing. Another thing, remember that this practice of peeing while sitting helps men with enlarged prostates. After the age of 40, many men begin to experience benign prostatic hyperplasia. The prostate grows, presses on the urethra, and it becomes harder to pee. By sitting down, that pressure decreases a bit and the flow improves. The bladder doesn't have to exert as much force, which prevents long-term damage. Also, remember that it greatly improves the overall hygiene of the bathroom. This practice also enhances your hygiene. There's no complex science here. If you pee sitting down, you will have fewer splashes, fewer flying bacteria, fewer pains, and fewer arguments with your partner over the invisible puddle that appears on the floor. Urine, when falling from a greater height, creates microdroplets that spread. And yes, those droplets can carry bacteria, believe it or not. So in addition to taking care of your health, you take care of your relationship with your partner. Now, how to avoid urinary tract infections in both women and men? The first thing you need to do is stay well hydrated. Drink plenty of water. Urine is basically water with waste. If you don't drink enough water, it becomes too concentrated, which irritates the bladder. When your urine is very concentrated, the levels of urea and salts rise, lowering the pH and creating an ideal environment for bacteria. If your urine looks like Coca-Cola, you're in trouble. It should be more like light lemonade, pale yellow, or even clear when you are well hydrated. Another thing, eat fruits rich in water and vitamin C. Vitamin C naturally acidifies your urine, making it difficult for bacteria like E. coli to thrive. Think of fruits like lemon, kiwi, orange, blueberries, or pineapple, which have a lot of vitamin C to make your urine more acidic and thus prevent bacteria from growing there. They are natural detergents for your bladder. Another thing, please avoid holding it in. When you hold in urine for a long time, bacteria have more time to multiply. Additionally, the detrusor muscle, which expels urine, becomes fatigued, affecting its contraction. So if you feel like it, go to the bathroom. Please don't be a martyr to traffic or the soccer game. Another thing, remember both men and women need to maintain good hygiene in the lower area. Wash your lower parts well, especially for men. If they are not circumcised, please wash well. Under the man's skin, smegma accumulates, which is a mixture of dead cells, fat, and bacteria. And also remember that this environment is rich in lipids and proteins, making it a feast for microorganisms. The result is that you will have a higher risk of infections if you don't wash well. Bad odor. And remember, warm water and neutral soap are enough. Another thing to avoid infections is to be careful about self-medicating with antibiotics. Using antibiotics without control alters the microbiota and generates resistant bacteria. Your body has natural defenses that depend on bacterial balance. If you disrupt this balance, then even the strongest medicine won't work. Another thing, please reduce alcohol, reduce coffee, reduce spicy foods. All of these irritate your bladder and alter the function of the detrusor muscle. Additionally, they dehydrate, which makes your urine more concentrated. If you expel your urine with burning after a night of partying, now you know why that might be. Another important thing to avoid infections is to get prostate checkups if you are over 40. An enlarged prostate can block or obstruct the exit of urine and leave residues. It's like having a bent hose. What happens? The water doesn't come out, right? And you know where there is stagnant urine, there are happy bacteria. Share this video if you liked it. Remember that it is only informative and does not replace medical consultation. See you in the next one.